Every bond carries a hidden story, and within every story, there is pain. Welcome to Cheating Stories Insights, where truth spills out raw, unpolished, and merciless. She stood at the doorway with a suitcase by her side, her face half lit by the weak glow of a lamp. "Tonight, I'm leaving. For someone else," she said, lips twisting into a mocking smile. "Don't call me. Don't text me." Her tone was sharp, rehearsed, almost clinical. I didn't argue. I didn't beg. I simply nodded. She lingered, waiting for me to shatter, waiting for tears, for desperate words, for anything that showed I still cared. But I gave her nothing. When the door clicked shut behind her, silence crept in, cold and suffocating, wrapping around me like ice. I sat down, strangely calm, replaying her words as they echoed and rotted inside my head. 12 years of marriage, reduced to a suitcase and a smirk. But grief never came. What I felt was sharper. Numbness. And numbness cuts deeper than sorrow. The betrayal hadn't erupted suddenly. No, it had trickled in through late-night messages, excuses about work dinners, weekends that never lined up. I had seen the cracks, but chose blindness, pretending she was still mine. Now the mask had been ripped off, and the truth was bold enough to spit in my face. Yet pain doesn't sit quietly. It mutates. It hardens. It becomes something else. That night, I didn't break. I planned. The next morning, the house was hollow. The bed cold. Her perfume lingered like an insult. Then my phone lit up, call after call, text after text. Her name flashing again and again. By noon, it read 99 missed calls. I didn't pick up once. Her words from last night still rang in my ears. "Don't call me. Don't text me." So I obeyed. And in that silence, I discovered power. But curiosity is poison. It whispers when logic tells you to stay still. On the second day, I gave in, not by answering but by watching. I traced her movements. The man she left for? A co-worker. Married. Wealthy. Arrogant. He saw her as nothing more than a prize to display. Their affair wasn't new. It was built carefully, timed around my absences, funded by my sacrifices. But she hadn't planned for this. I had been silent too long, and silence sharpens into a blade. I gathered everything: screenshots, money trails, private messages, broken promises. Each piece of evidence twisted together into a rope strong enough to choke the empire they thought was untouchable. Then I waited. 3 nights later, she returned. No suitcase this time. No smirk. Her eyes were red and swollen, mascara smeared. "Please," she whispered at the door. "Let me in." I didn't. She pressed her forehead against the wood. He lied. He used me. His wife found out. I have nowhere else to go. Her voice cracked, raw and unrehearsed for the first time. I almost pitied her. Almost. Instead, I slipped a single envelope under the door. Inside, printouts, screenshots, his messages mocking her, calling her a temporary thrill, a disposable escape, proof that her betrayal had been betrayed. Her sobs echoed in the hallway. I stood still on the other side, listening as she crumbled. By morning, her name was everywhere. Not for beauty, not for grace, but for scandal. The documents had reached the right hands, his wife's attorneys, his board of directors. And her? She was painted as a willing accomplice. Her reputation, her career, her carefully polished mask, shattered. Still, my phone wouldn't stop buzzing. Calls, messages, desperate pleas. I never answered. Not once. Weeks later, I saw her outside a cafe. She was thinner now, hollow-eyed, her clothes wrinkled. When she spotted me, hope flickered across her face. I kept walking. She reached out, her voice breaking. "Please." I didn't stop. Not for her. Not for the years we shared. Not for the ghost of love that had already decayed. My silence was louder than any revenge. Louder than shouting. Louder than tears. And in that moment, she finally understood. When I look back now, I don't remember the suitcase, the smirk, or the cruel words that started it all. I remember the 99 missed calls. Each one was a confession. Each one proof that she left thinking she had control. But in the end, she was the one begging, while I never had to raise my voice. I only had to let her drown in the silence she gifted me.